You know, I was starting to feel happy because I realized I hadn't heard from or even seen Dan Bilzerian in months. Life was pure bliss. But our party ends today because he is back on a social media PR rampage promoting his new book. Yeah, that's what I want to read. That quality piece of literature that sits at the top of my Christmas list. I can't wait to jerk off to the misogynistic man-child's tall tales of all the women that he sleeps with. I've covered all the different antics of Dan Bilzerian in the past, so just pick a video, kick back, relax, and watch the disaster unfold before your eyes. But today, we're gonna see if he's changed. He's on podcasts, interviews, talk shows, whatever it may be. I don't know why people give this man a fucking platform, but today we're gonna watch some clips posted by Graham Bessinger, I don't know. He interviews Dan Bilzerian, and we're gonna see what he has to say. We're gonna see if he's still lying through his teeth for a living. The first video is called Dan Bilzerian Feature Interview Preview. Now, this was posted 1 day ago. Let's take a look.
On the next In Depth with Graham Bensinger.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, the trust fall will freak you out the most.
We enter the wild world of Playboy Dan Bilzerian.
Why are we throwing in this cute little phrase as if he's Hugh Hefner, you know? Playboy Dan Bilzerian. He's disgusting. Nobody likes him besides himself. He pays girls to be around him. Get it through your head.
Flying girls out, vetting girls, making sure this girl's not a catfish. I mean, it's like a job, dude.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel so bad for Dan. It's got to be a hard day's work. Vetting girls, flying them out, and making sure they're not catfishes.
The high-rolling poker star shows us around his extravagant Las Vegas villa.
You have a chlamydia test, a syphilis test, an HIV test.
It's like fine-tuning a race car.
Discusses high-profile competitors.
What did you think of Tobey Maguire?
I didn't really like him.
What did Tobey Maguire do to you, bro?
And reveals plans with his lifestyle brand, Ignite.
Do you have a return in your head before you'd ever consider selling?
$2 billion would be nice.
Quick little side note, if you guys don't know this, he spent all of his Ignite investor money on bullshit like private jets and paying for these models to sit next to him. Yeah, that's why the Ignite logo is plastered onto everything, because it's a tax write-off.
Plus, the entrepreneur
Entrepreneur? You mean trust fund kid? Yeah.
discusses battling negative public perception and stories from his past you won't believe are true.
The guy's a maniac, dude. He, put fucking tiger sharks in a chlorinated pool.
Dan Bilzerian on the next In Depth.
I cannot wait for the full interview with Dan Bilzerian. They're blue-balling us right now. Come on, Graham. The next clip is called Sex and Drugs for Justin Bieber at Cane's.
Justin Bieber in Cannes.
I was walking him down to our party on our boat, and he had like all the paparazzi. See, the paparazzi didn't really give a fuck about me.
You got pretty boy Justin Bieber on the right, and then Kratos himself with a sculpted beard. This is not a good look. He didn't have a jawline, so he said, "Can you sculpt one out of my facial hair?" Jesus Christ.
So I saw what a scene that was, and it was different because that was like much more obnoxious, like in your face, flashing lights, bombarding, like it was just different. It was the first time I'd really like seen that up close, and yeah, I gave him a quaalude and got him laid.
How did you get him laid?
Oh, I mean, there was a chick there that I had banged, and I told her to bang him. I don't know. I think it was something like that. And I let him use my room.
Yeah, nothing really that crazy. I just gave him a quaalude, and then he had my sloppy seconds. Yeah, I'm the sickest fucking alpha male on planet Earth. Listening to Dan Bilzerian talk is fucking exhausting. God.
Thoughts on Peter Berg?
I don't really like the motherfucker because he just, me. I mean, he like begged me for this $1 million, and like promised me the thing. I didn't like go to him and be like, hey, I want to be in your movie, this and that. They were like begging me for this money.
And this is Lone Survivor,
yeah,
the Mark Wahlberg movie.
So it only took $8 million because they pre-sold the foreign rights. They shot it in New Mexico, so they got a tax rebate from that. So they really only needed to raise $8 million. So I gave them an eighth of the money they needed to shoot the whole film.
And in exchange for that, you were promised what?
Yeah, he was gonna give me a role, you know, in the movie. And I was like, you know, at the time I wanted to get into acting.
Dan Bilzerian is also a Navy SEAL wannabe. He got kicked out of Bud's program because he couldn't hack it. He has this story where he broke his leg in 4 different places but ran a marathon. You can listen to that if you have the time or patience. I'm just telling you what it is.
Made it through Hell Week with broken legs. Like,
No, you did not.
He paid to be in Lone Survivor so that he can have that hoorah, I'm a badass type personality associated with him. And guess what? He remains to be a fraud.
Even more than that, a percentage of the back end, right?
Yep. And so, yeah, seemed like a good deal. So I did it, and then yeah, I got over on the part and the back end.
How much did the movie make?
Like 140 or 240 million, some crazy
And
number.
you were entitled to how much?
I got like 3% of the back end, I want to say. Yeah, it got but I was like, I just was kind of like sick of dealing with the motherfuckers, and they gave me like 1.5 million on my million, and I was just like walked.
Am I supposed to feel bad for him that he got screwed over in a business deal with his movie that he paid to be in? Because I don't. He's wearing a Richard Mille while he brags about his lifestyle. The next clip is called Heartache That Comes with Sex Addiction.
You said sleeping with tons of women hurts your soul.
Oh, big boy Dan got his feelings hurt. Because he just slays too much pussy.
In what ways are you a control freak?
In what ways am I not? And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I like mushrooms, because it forces you to just like not be in control and just go with the flow.
And you said you set your life up in a way where you're in complete control almost all the time with no chance of actually getting hurt.
Sociopath alert? What type of sentence is that? I am in complete control at all times. I don't want to know what happens when it rains, you know? It's a slight change in his daily routine of his perfect lifestyle of The Setup, the name of his book.
Yeah, well, I did that with women. I think Jessa f***ed me up a little bit.
One of your past girlfriends.
I mean, I was really in love with her. She just had a drinking problem and then promised she wasn't going to drink again. I just like really wanted to make it work. She had basically like every great trait, you know, that's like really hard to find, the intelligence, the looks, all these things together, like needle in a haystack. And then everything else was shit. Like trust issues, daddy issues, like all the bullshit.
Imagine going on an interview or a talk show podcast and just ripping your exes to shreds. Do you have nothing else to talk about? That's some weird psychopath type shit. Daddy issues, raging alcoholic, she did this, and like, we don't need to know that. That's why I can't stand Dan Bilzerian.
But yeah, I think she f***ed me up, and then I basically created a situation where it was impossible to be hurt because I had so many women that they were like interchangeable, like a pair of tennis shoes.
That's healthy. I like to think of women like Ugg slippers too.
You said sleeping with tons of women hurts your soul. How so?
It just draws on you, man. Like it just, eventually you get in the spot where you're like dating all these women and it's like they all want part of you or your time or whatever, and so you get like pulled.
So, I don't know. Maybe try something different? For someone who's in complete control, can't you just not do that? Oh!
You said being famous and becoming a sex addict is like owning a bar and becoming an alcoholic. Why say you're a sex addict?
I mean, dude, if you're having sex 3 to 4 times a day and you feel like that's kind of like the minimum of what you need, you got a problem. 4 hours of my day minimum was spent showering, like texting, minimum. That's actually probably a conservative estimate. It was probably more time than that.
This man probably smelled like gorgonzola cheese combined with an overheating PS4. You can't tell me otherwise, which is why today's video is brought to you by Scentbird. Looking for a gift that keeps on giving year-round? Consider giving your family and friends a Scentbird subscription. Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that gives you the opportunity to shop from over 600 brands. Scentbird is also a flexible subscription service, which means you can skip any months without any penalties. Scentbird members will be smelling fresh wherever they they go, because they're picking from new designer scents every month, and they get to pick what they want, which means there's no surprises. They have perfumes, colognes, and a lot of unisex options as well. Instead of paying full price for a bottle that somebody may not like, Scentbird allows its members to pick and choose what they want at a fraction of the price. Plus, new product gets delivered each month. You can't lose. I encourage you guys to also check out Scentbird's gift set collection. Maybe a gift box is what that special someone needs in this time of giving. Scentbird's perfume and cologne gift sets are filled with fan favorite scents from Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, and so many more designers that you know and love. I was matched with Mercedes-Benz Sign, Citron Boboli, and Apsu, but I'm sure that you guys will find amazing fragrances no matter which one you choose. Why not treat yourself too? You guys can get a decent amount of high-end fragrances for just $16, and if you really like it, later you can decide to get a full bottle. And with my code, the first month is only $11. Right now, Apsu is my favorite. It has notes of white tea, cedarwood, and iris, and it means fresh water in mythology. Make sure to use my coupon code PLN for 30% off your first month of Scentbird. Plus, Scentbird is shipping to Canada now. It's $11 for your first month. Head on over to Scentbird and use my code PLN to sign up today. Thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring this video.
Flying girls out, vetting girls, making sure this girl's not a catfish. I mean, it's like a job, dude.
Did you seek help?
No.
No. All right, Squidward, then stop complaining. Why are you writing a book about your problems when you didn't try to fix the problems? Oh, so you can just make more money off of the frat culture that follows you with no brain cells? Got it.
Felt like I would have felt really weird sitting in a sex therapist's office. I mean, maybe I should have. Who knows? But I figured it out, you know. I sorted it on my own.
Okay, how did you figure it out?
With the book. I was monogamous for 1.5 years.
Ah, the foreword is by David Goggins. Stay hard.
Explain how your video guy, Jay, would tell girls what you're looking for before they would ever meet you.
He more gave them like a disclaimer, like Dan is not gonna try and hook up with you. If you want to fuck him, you have to be proactive. And so for me, like, I think this is one of the reasons why, like, I avoided any like bullshit, you know, like any like sexual harassment, any of that stuff.
Dan Bolsack-Arian can't be that fun to be around. He just can't. These girls probably hate each other and hate hanging out with him. Where are your parents? Number one. Number two, go home, all right? The paycheck's probably not that fat. You can make more money doing other better things. You'll probably feel a little bit happier too. Or all these girls are in cahoots and they're just like, Dan sucks. Like, I'm getting that paycheck and just dipping.
What's it like to date you?
Depends on how seriously they're dating me. I have casual relationships where I'll be dating a girl for 3 or 4 years and we'll hook up when she wants to hook up or when she's in town or, you know, when she gets sick of her boyfriend or whatever the it is.
Probably go something like a lone survivor.
And then I'll have other relationships where I'll date a girl, you know, more seriously for a few months.
How about when you're in a serious relationship?
Well, define serious relationship.
Monogamy, Dan. Monogamy. The normal missionary vanilla type of relationship. What do you mean? Define
Getting married to get married is like the dumbest thing I could ever imagine. I mean, unless you're not a rich guy. I think it's craziness to, like, I don't know, just give a woman half your net worth because you guys decide to be in a relationship and it doesn't work out, then she just gets half of all your shit. Like, why?
Stick with me for a second. Come through this thought process with me. Maybe, just maybe, normal people don't think of marriage as a business opportunity. If you're getting married for all the right reasons, you're chilling.
Yeah, I think marriage is the dumbest thing ever because I have to give half my net worth to the girl and she runs away and I'm big sad because I'm rich. And that's why you gotta sign a prenup.
Fuck.
To me, unless you're gonna have a kid, I think there's no reason to get married.
Okay, so on the kid front.
That I could see. I mean, that's a possibility. You know, having a kid, I think, is not out of the realm of something that I might need to do.
Need?
Yeah, need, Graham, because I have a narcissistic neuroticism governing my life that somebody has to take on the Bilzerian Empire. Got it? That's what I thought.
you're getting older, obviously. I mean,
Thanks, Dick. I'm 40, man.
Dane's 40? There's no shot. He's only 40. Dan Bilzerian age. He's 40? Bro, he looks 54 minimum.
how about longest you've gone without sex since you've been famous?
I think 14 days, dude. That was a long time, man.
Sick. Right on.
How about number of women you think you've been with?
Thousands.
Your mom, Graham. Your mom, okay? All of them.
Most in a day?
9. I've had sex with 9 women in a day, and then I've also had sex 9 times in a day, but it wasn't with 9 different women. If that makes sense.
You lost me.
You said
four.
a 10-some.
Yeah, me and 9 girls.
How does it even work?
Not that well. I mean, to be honest, I mean, like, just, you know, girls are sitting there watching you bang other girls, and some girls hook up with each other, but it's pretty much just like a lot of work. I went through like a whole box of condoms. I mean, you can only put your dick in one hole, so like, why do you need 9? I don't know, just like.
Classic. Just boys being boys, yeah.
But otherwise, I just prefer to have sex with one girl, focus on her, get her off, have good sex, and then have sex with a different girl, and then have sex with a different girl.
Stop! I love how he thinks that this is like actually cool when it's just disgusting. Like it's slimy.
How often do you have unprotected sex?
I wore a condom, I think, almost every time for like the last, like before my monogamous relationship, like every time. Like, and the thing is, like, you just have to do it every time. You can't go some girl raw dog and then, you know, throw a condom on for this one and then not for her. And I would get girls tested and this still them with condoms, which drove them nuts. But I don't know. I just, it's not a big deal if you get used to it.
And so unless you're in a monogamous relationship, you use protection?
Then I was just like, well, I mean, I knew she wasn't hooking up with any other guys, and I mean, I didn't plan on hooking up with other girls. So.
But so now, because you're single, you aren't having unprotected?
God.
He's just drilling this question, yo. Why do you want to know so bad?
I've been a shithead this lab, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm going back to condoms.
So does that freak you out at all?
A little bit, but I mean, I'm getting my blood work done, so, you know, I feel good.
Any STDs ever?
Yeah, I
Gotta catch 'em all. Crossing Mexican border with steroids in my rectum. Yeah.
How about last time you used steroids?
Well, it depends on how you define steroids. Like, I mean, I'm on HRT, so I get like hormone replacement therapy from my doctor. When I think of steroids, I think of like anabolic steroids.
Right.
And so I haven't really taken a ton of that. Like I did when I was going through buds. I took a little bit.
You know what I find really funny? He's boys with David Goggins, right? The ultra-patriotic, militaristic man who says stay hard. Meanwhile, he just openly admitted to taking steroids during the Navy SEALs Buds training program. Conflict of interest? Maybe? David Goggins' whole thing is never cheat, do the hard work, and just grind it out. Meanwhile, Dan Bilzerian's entire MO is, fuck it, I'll just cheat my entire way through life.
My favorite that I have to ask you about is crossing the Mexican border to get steroids and then using condoms for an unconventional purpose.
Yeah, man, that's what we had to do. It was unpleasant.
All right, go ahead, tell me about it.
So yeah, we're in the fucking Mexican bathroom stall. We're trying to figure out how to get these bottles up our ass. And I put them in the condom, and then, you know, I got in the stall over here. The guy's like, oh, I can't get this in my ass. And I'm like, you know, use more lube. And then my buddy's like, oh, this hurts. And, you know, so these conversations, you're just like hearing snippets of it, right? So there must have been somebody else in the bathroom that could have heard this. It was like swear that we were like butt each other or something, you know? And so we walked out of this damn bathroom. It was like everybody in the whole place is staring at us. So not to mention, we're sweating. We got bottles of steroids up our asses. We're uncomfortable. The funny thing about this whole deal was it was to save $150 because I could have just paid my buddy $150 and he would have smuggled my shit across.
You're telling me you shoved steroids up your butthole in a condom with lube because you didn't want to pay $150. Meanwhile, you own a private jet. I think That's cap. I think you wanted to do it.
What's the deal with you and Quaaludes?
I just like them, man. I've always even ever since college, like I've been looking for something that's, an alternative to alcohol, because alcohol is just so hard on your body. Like shit, man, last night I just did 18 damn shots and I was like hungover. But if I was taking Quaaludes last night, I would have felt cool as a cucumber.
I am actually shocked at how much verbal diarrhea comes out of this man's mouth. He will say 100 sentences in rapid succession, yet I won't absorb any of it because it's all nonsense. How do you speak and talk so much but say so little? It's an art form.
What did you make of the negative press you were getting?
I mean, I've been getting this negative shit since, 2014, right? It kind of like comes with the territory.
Yeah, but this was different because you're
Yeah.
running a publicly traded company.
We fired Curtis, who was our president, and he basically went on a negative press campaign.
And what he said was basically you were using the company as your personal piggy bank, and they
Yeah.
flagged nearly $1 million of expenses. So this was stuff like yacht rental, London trip, Star Wars set, bed frame, paintball field, vault.
So a lot of the stuff that he named, I actually paid for. So the yacht, I mean, man, that was like branding. I mean, we had the goat skull front and center in a 300-foot yacht, and I think the yacht rental was like over $1 million, and I, paid for I want to say 600-ish of it. I mean, Ignite paid for 400.
Prove it. Prove it! At this point, Dan Bilzerian is just saying it's my word versus them. He went on a negative press campaign. It was great branding. We slapped the goat skull on top of a giant mega yacht. I paid $600K. They only paid $400K. Prove it!
300-foot yacht with 30 super hot chicks. It's like, life aspirational stuff. And that was kind of the brand that I was building, was a lifestyle brand. So to me, it was like, man, that made a lot of noise.
He's justifying why that made sense in his mind. Yeah, this is on brand for me. Therefore, it's a business expense. Yeah, we need this mega yacht with 30 hot smoking chicks.
The headlines were like, Dan Bilzerian was faking everything. And it's like, motherfucker, I've been doing this for 10 years. Like, I was famous for being rich, 8 years before Ignite started. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think the narrative, the clickbait that they were running was more irritating than anything just because it was all bullshit.
Everybody knows Dan Bilzerian is rich. We're not disputing that. What we're saying is that you're in a position with angel investors to give you even more money, and you blew all of their money on dumb shit, including a yacht, a bed frame, a paintball field, and a vault.
And you're at that point. What are you thinking with regards to the company?
I mean, I was thinking, obviously, we got to turn this motherfucker around. Cut the influencer stuff off. We definitely, locked it down about a year ago, with the Nick Vape sales just doing really well. And I'm like, okay, we got a good product. It's picking up traction. This is something we can go global with. It was my audience, when people in the 18 to 45-year-old range. I mean, that's the heart of vaping.
Could you imagine a 45-year-old being a fan of Dan Bilzerian and getting his Ignite vapes? There's no shot.
Long-term goals with it would be what?
I think we probably sell the company in the next couple years, honestly.
Do you have a return in your head that you want to get on it before you'd ever consider selling?
$2 billion would be nice, because then I get over $1 billion. And that was one of the milestones that I had. That'd be nice. Sell the company for a couple $1 billion and then go work at Walmart for 3 months. I think that would be kind of cool.
And you'd like that, why?
It would just, you would just live on whatever it was that you made and just recalibrate to that. And then I think from that point, then you would start to appreciate things more, right now I've gotten so numb to everything. So you don't get those pleasure spikes anymore. It's just normal. So
You can do any of that now. You can learn to appreciate things. But guess what? You won't, because you're Dan Bilzerian. And you have this lifestyle that you have to live up to. Last but not least, let's check out Dan Bilzerian's 41,500 square foot adult playground.
So where are we?
we are in my house. We'll do a little tour here.
When did you get this place?
2018.
And this is the start of the master suite?
Yeah. The bedroom.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Chelsea.
What are you guys up to today?
Well, they're watching a movie, so let's let them watch the movie. But
Covering
Recovering?
Last night.
Was last night fun?
It was wild.
Let me get this straight. They're doing the house tour. They open up a bedroom door, and sure enough, 2 Instagram baddie NPCs, Dan Bilzerian concubines, are chilling watching Netflix. Give me a break, dude.
Recovering. Yeah, it was wild.
It's my finest cat there.
Hey, how many cats do you have?
Got 2.
And you've always been a cat guy.
I do.
Okay.
Dogs are a lot of work, man.
You have a chlamydia test, a syphilis test,
gotta check for the syphilis.
an HIV test.
I mean, it's all blood work, dude. The whole thing. Yeah.
All right, so how often are you doing these?
Probably like every 2 months.
Really?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that for?
10 years, something. I mean, I get everything. It's like, you know, your test levels, your HGH, your estrogen, like the whole thing. So it's like fine-tuning a race car. When you start with your hormones, you really gotta like watch, you know? A lot of people just do cycles and they're not monitoring, but when you monitor, you can like really, you know, just get everything perfect.
Yeah, I wish I had the money and resources to monitor every single vitamin level in my body. This is not, it's not real life. We're watching a character.
Another guest room.
What's this guy like to party with?
A lot of fun.
Another NPC chilling in the bedroom? Are you gonna open up every bedroom and there's just girls? They're absolutely paid. They're paid to be here. I'm saying it. I'll stick by it till I die.
What's this?
This is the tortoise little swimming pool, and then we got some tortoises running around over there somewhere.
Oh, no way. Why tortoises?
It was actually a gift, but I mean, I don't know, man. I just really love tortoises. This is the paintball field.
Oh, this is.
Yeah, so they bring out these inflatable bunkers, set it up, and then, yeah, man.
And you got the lights and everything.
How does this benefit Ignite, you may ask? It doesn't. Him and his boys just play paintball. That's it. You want a paintball field? Business expense, absolutely.
And sometimes we'll get the refs to go out there and like do crazy shit.
Like what?
Well, I mean, I'll bring out like some money and then just have like one guy against 5 of them, and if he survives, I'll give him like $1,000. Running the gauntlet where you got like 15 guys on this side, you know, one guy running down, you know, just wearing underwear. Just stupid. You know?
And they agreed to do it because.
Yeah, for money, whatever. You know?
You know what I never realized? This man's sideburns are at the top of his ear. Huh.
How much time do you spend in here?
Maybe like 5 hours a week. After that, it's kind of counterproductive. Doing sprints, doing MMA, like there's a lot of different ways to train that's not, you know, heavy weights.
And you have a spelled out program that you do?
Yeah, I mean, my like nutrition is super on point, like the sleep. There's like a lot of factors that go in. It's not just working out. I learned a lot when I was doing that biking bet, so.
Oh, with that Lance helped coach you on?
Yeah, so, you know, there's a decent amount of science, you know, like when I was growing up, it was like Rocky, you know, you'd eat the egg whites and go run as hard as you could, and,
yeah.
You know, it wasn't scientific.
We're in the rec center.
Yes, this used to be ice hockey, and now it's kind of, you know, a little basketball, tennis. If you want to play volleyball, we got all the nets for that. You know, this was racquetball. Turned that into a little MMA, and then this is the lockers for paintball.
This man lives on a college campus. What are we doing here?
All right, so tell me about this airbag. I understand there was a little bit of a snafu this summer.
Liability is what this thing is. Girl jumped in the damn thing when it wasn't inflated, and she had some problems. So,
is she okay?
Yeah, she broke her leg, but she's fine now.
Yeah, high surfaces and Dan Bilzerian don't really go together. You guys remember Janice Griffith when he threw her off his roof? So yeah, that's what's happening in Dan Bilzerian's life, and I think I have a book to read.